The quarterfinals are over. Watch this video to find out the first talking points for the semi-final. Welcome back to SkinnyBru Rugby, guys. So the quarterfinals are over, like I said, and it's two very different days that we had. Day 1, England and New Zealand, they really dominated the opposition when they played. But day 2, Wales and South Africa, they had hard-fought victories. So the two games will be England versus New Zealand and Wales versus South Africa. Obviously, later in the week, I will do a video covering each of these games more in depth. But this video is just the first talking points, just a few things we should think of when considering these games. Remember to subscribe if you do like the content. Let's get into it. Semi-final 1 will be England versus New Zealand. Both teams so far are undefeated in the World Cup and they are probably both in their best form. England's quarterfinal, they had a convincing 40-16 victory over Australia, while New Zealand, they even had a bigger margin over Ireland with 46-14. Both of them absolutely dominated their opposition. England, I can't really see a low point for them to thus far in their competition. New Zealand, maybe if I had to nitpick something, the lowest point was their 10-point victory over South Africa, where they didn't have the greatest of performances, but they still did their thing and did win. History between the two sides: England, their last victory was in 2012 over New Zealand. The most recent game between the two sides, though, in 2018, New Zealand beat England by 1 point, 16-15. So the most recent victory was a close one. A closer look to England's quarterfinal, England versus Australia. Australia didn't really give England any challenge, except in broken play. If there were some gaps, England did struggle, which is maybe a talking point for New Zealand. New Zealand would like to have the ball in broken play. Farrell did great at number 10, but I think we might see Ford coming into number 10 again, and him switching to number 12 and to Lagi to 13. Just because for the Australia game they wanted a big guy to front up against Karevi. But that's the only real talking point so far for the English team. New Zealand versus Ireland. New Zealand held Ireland to 0 points for like 60 minutes in that game, as far as I remember. But know that Ireland hasn't been at its best for quite a while now. England has been better and has been quite dominant for a while. Beauden Barrett, he excelled at fullback again. Mahunga, he also had a great combination with his wingers. Those cross kicks just worked out perfectly. But this week around it might be a little bit more difficult. The English wingers are more suited to defending those cross kicks. So we'll see what game plan they bring for that game. It's definitely gonna be an interesting contest. If the video for this game is already out, it will be linked up here. Semi-final number 2 will be Wales versus South Africa, and some might say Wales are quite fortunate to be there. Look, as Gatland said, their coach, the better team lost on the day in the quarterfinals, with France losing at the end. A lot of people will blame the red card, but that doesn't matter. All that matters is the scoreboard and that they did win at the end, even though it was in the last few minutes. And now Wales do know what to work on in their game and what to fix for South Africa. South Africa, though, they completely drowned out Japan from making any attacking moves. The defense of South Africa was rock solid, and that may continue again. If your form is so great with defense, you probably will continue defending and going on with those strategies. I doubt we will see the same kicking strategy again, though, from South Africa, because Wales will just kick the ball back at you. South Africa was kicking at Japan because they knew Japan will try and run it back at them, and at the end be their own downfall. So I think we might see a little bit less kicking from South Africa this weekend. Wales, they are 5 from 5 from the competition so far, and as I continue to say each week, they have not been that convincing. Just to think of it, they beat Australia by a mere 4 points, Fiji by 12 points, Uruguay by 22 points, which a lot of people would have said should have been a lot more, and then France by 1 point now in the semi-final. So it's not been the greatest tournament so far. They beat Georgia by I think 29, but that one I didn't highlight. It's a better performance from them. South Africa, though, they are the only team left in the competition that has lost a game so far. So they are 4 out of 5. The only loss coming to New Zealand in the first week by 10 points. But further, they have been dominating all the sides they've been playing against. Wales, they have a few things to work on, but luckily they have time and they know what to work on after their game that they almost lost against France. And then South Africa, they are pretty much settled in. They know what to do. They know what structures works best. Maybe just 1 or 2 substitutions we'll see. I know Bongi Mbunambi looked a bit injured. He went off the park. Colby looked injured again with his ankle. He might sit out sometime. And then guys that has to be tactically replaced, maybe guys like Willie Leroux, they might look for something like that. History between the two sides, has been 50-50 over the last 10 years. The last 5 years though, or the last 5 games they've been playing though, is not. South Africa has only won 1 game in the last 5, and that's back in the 2015 World Cup where South Africa beat them by 23-19. So Wales will be coming out with revenge. Wales will improve for this week, I can guarantee you that. They are that kind of side. But South Africa, they will change their game plan a little bit. Maybe not give Wales so much possession. It's going to be an interesting one, but I think it's going to be a massive battle as well. It's not going to be a one-sided game between any of these two. If you want to check out this game as well, it will be linked up here. If you want to check out any other videos, it will be next to me. And then I'll see you for the next one. Cheers.